They're doing good. Excited, always working hard, and
How
I
about your
understand
brothers?
the sweater part over here. It's like, I'm sorry.
How your brothers doing?
They're doing good. Ezekiel is getting the hang of things and moving along quicker. Isaiah as well started doing this full time as well, so they're doing pretty good now.
That's one way to get a great leg started is get three of your children in a row and get all them working. That's one way to get a good leg going right there. If you boys ain't got no children, don't wait for that. Let's go ahead and hire some more people beforehand. All right. I'm trying to remember what I promised to talk about. I know one thing I really want to get into, but let's do this. Shayla, tell them about your parents have been in business with me a while. So give everybody a highlight of, your academic career and your athletic career, and like how long you've been hanging around us, and how old were you when you got your license? Okay.
Yeah. So I was hired by Marvin and Rachel Osuna. They're my parents. I am currently 18 years old. I just graduated from high school in June of this year. And all through my life, I had a goal to play college basketball.
I hate that. Time out. You're breaking up. Let's try that again. All your life you had a goal.
And several scholarships to play. Yeah, all my life I've had a goal to play college basketball. And graduating, I had a few scholarships. I had quite a few scholarships to go play basketball at different universities. Fast forward to July, I find out I've had a torn meniscus since January. So now I gotta go do surgery. And so I had surgery in August, which, was kind of hard because I had to put school on hold. I had to put basketball on hold. But good thing is my parents have brought me into this business, and I actually got my license the same week that I had surgery. So, I was put on bed rest for 2 weeks, couldn't leave my house, but I was making Zoom calls. I was talking to people over the phone. So it was quite a nice transition to see how I could work from home and still make a living. And so far with the Alliance, I've made $29,000 deposited in my account. And I've also been recruiting since I've been in high school. So now I service a team. I have the privilege of servicing a team of about 20 people. And now I've been working on recruiting and with. And in the month of November, our team actually issue paid $52,600.
And the crowd goes wild.
And, yeah, and I have two big goals to reach by the end of the year. I want to be the first 18-year-old in our organization to reach agency manager, and I want to be the first 18-year-old in our organization to reach an all expense paid trip.
TikTok, today is December 1st.
Yeah.
Well, we're proud of you, and I know your parents are. Here's what I want you to do. Specificity is good. Like, I've made $29,000 deposited since I've been with the Alliance. That's great. Specificity. I've got 20 agents I'm working with in my downline. That's specific. So when you say scholarships, I want you to count them up. You with me? And
Okay.
and think about this. What if we had a poster or a picture with you? You've seen it when the kids have offer from USC and NC State and Carolina, you know what I mean? And put every university that offered you a scholarship in that picture. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
But then, so like
Yeah, it would be cool.
so you could come on here and say, I had 5 offers coming out of high school to go to college there, and we could both boop, 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 put the logos up. That'd be pretty cool. Because specificity builds credibility. So when you
Right.
talk with specifics, people tend to believe you more than if you said, I had a bunch or a lot. We've had 7 different scholarships. People they'll be like, huh, 7. It's something weird psychology that works, that people believe it better if you give them something specific. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Same thing, Emily. I know you got a little bit of age on Shayla. You moving on up in the world, been on Earth a little bit longer.
Yeah, so I'm Emily Katz, 22 years old. So I got started when I was 18, full-time college student going to NC State, got my business marketing degree. So graduated after 2 years and have been doing this full-time ever since. Just won Alaska. I think that was official on Wednesday. So I'm excited about that, and hit district manager in November. So excited for that too.
You picked up some annuities recently too, hadn't you? I'm talking about like just recently, last week or so.
Done managed money. Just did an account yesterday. The transfer funds are in for it's about 160,000.
A little AUM money.
Yep.
That's a good start right there. A good start, a little AUM money building up. So Chang knows a little bit about AUM money. He's been doing this a little bit longer and been on Earth just a little bit longer. So we're ratcheting it up. Then we're gonna have a big jump of been on Earth to me. And but Chang's had his securities license. So Chang, a little bit about your background and where you come from. I like your 13-year-old story too.
Oh, yes, sir. So was just a young boy born and raised in Taipei, Taiwan. Always had an American dream, and then came to the country when I was 14 years old. I grew up in Oklahoma, of all places, because it's my only relative. My aunt lived in Oklahoma, so grew up in Muskogee, Oklahoma. So I'm an Okie from Muskogee, and then so attended University of Oklahoma. Had a chance to play college ball, but definitely not at D1 level. So mom said, "Go to school," So I was like super proud of Shayla about her basketball career. And then always had a West Coast dream. So went to California in 2015 and just stumbled across the financial service industry. Been working with a Fortune 100 company in the past almost 9 years. And so my insurance license, securities license, so stumbled across, Alliance through a client of mine, Marvin. And then I was recruited by Joseph too, back in, I think, May of this year. First event was family reunion, first time meeting Andy, first time getting embraced into the culture. And since then, just been nonstop recruiting. I think we have about 14 to 15 licensed agents. I've been putting some new people in class, working with Clay, getting some ZipRecruiter ads out there. And then just kind of pretty fired up out of my mind about kind of productions and learning about all the products Alliance had to offer. And I'm super excited working with Chris Norris and his team. I'm just super fired up to be here. And then, hats off to Emily and Shayla. I always talk about, man, I wish I would have started when I was 18, because you guys, this thing just compounds, man. It's going to be great for you guys. I'm excited for you guys.
What'd you say? You're 30. Are you 31 or 33, Chang?
33 this year.
33. Yes, all right. Okay. So northeast by Oregon or Miami of Ohio. What? I thought Miami was in Florida. No, not Miami of Ohio. It's in Ohio. I go, oh. So the second word's like the last name, like Andy Albright. You can't pick on them like that. You just got to go, that's great. It's a great university. Wherever they go, you got to, you can't tell them nothing. Okay. Now, you said, what if they didn't go to college? One time I recruited this guy. He said, I decided not to go to college because I didn't want to waste 4 years of my life. I would just make a lot more money than the graduate people that are while they're going to college. I'll start now. And this guy's made millions and millions with me because he made up his mind. He said, when going to college. His name's Stephen Davies. And so he's been with me 20-some years. He's made millions of dollars and built an incredible life. But he's smart as everything. He didn't go to college, but he's smart as everything. But that's not typical. So it's like if you're playing blackjack, if you got your cards in front of you, there's statistics, and they'll even give you a card that'll tell you whether to take a hit or whether to cash it in or Well, it'll just stand still and stay. It's analytics. So statistically, you want the 27-year-old, not the 22-year-old, not the 18-year-old, right? Not the 17-year-old when they turn 18. Now, everybody thinks they're the underdog. Like, I know I didn't go to college, but I'm going to show you. Show me. Don't snow me. I see your lips are moving, and I hear your tongue a flapping. I just don't see your ass a moving. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to be your exception to the rule. Prove it, big dog. Because most of the time, the underdog gets his ass whooped. You understand what I'm saying? Don't want to be the underdog. I want to be the big dog. Now, you say, well, I'm the underdog. What do I do? Well, I was too. I said to myself, you were 5'11". You didn't get the gift of tall. And listen to how you talk. You sound like a damn redneck. You're an underdog. And you went to old NC State University, which is just an old public university. Talks about digging in the dirt and raising cows and stuff. You're an underdog. And look at your pale skin. You ain't got no bright blonde hair and blue eyes. Look at you. You an underdog. You ain't got a shot. That's what I said to myself. And I said, I'm going to show their ass. I'm going to show them. You with me? Now, if you were recruiting me, you wouldn't have saw me as an underdog. But now, Shayla didn't go to college, okay? But I got 4 years that when she's 22, if I'm smart, I can teach her everything they would have taught her at the University of Oklahoma or the University of NC State or any damn well else in the country. And I won't teach her the stuff that don't matter, okay? Now, I can't give her the college experience, whatever, who the hell knows what that is. But by the time she can go to all the university games she wants to. She can go to the Nevada Wolfpack anytime she wants and go down on the front row for $250. She can sit on the front row on the 50-yard line or on mid-court. It ain't expensive to have the college experience. She wants to sneak over there with the college kids and act like a fool. They'll take you there. But come on, it don't matter. Okay, I don't know. I didn't do the college experience. I'll be honest. I don't know. I just, I went. Okay, so y'all understand let me tell you why I'm looking for a 27-year-old. Because they graduate 18 high school, 22 college. And then the next 5 years, they're working with their nose so far up people's butt, they can't hardly breathe. You know what I'm talking about? Like sucking up. That was me. White shirt, red tie, black pants, black shoes, black socks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was sucking up, doing whatever they want. I wanted to be the president of the company. I want to, like you want to be agency manager, district manager, board member. Here, you're not discriminated against. There, you're discriminated against, okay? You pick why you're going to be discriminated against. You already heard why I thought I was getting discriminated against. Y'all heard me say it, right? I felt like I was being discriminated for those, whatever it was, 4 or 5 reasons. One guy told me, you didn't graduate from a Ivy League university. Hell, I didn't even know what an Ivy League university was when I was 22 years old. I thought it had something to do with getting itchy around the crotchy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't want no damn poison ivy. And I was like, I'm out. You know, I was like, I'm going to do something else where it don't matter. So what happens is when they're 26, 27, they start saying, this is stupid. There's no way. Now, not all of them, thank God. A lot of them keep their job. Thank God they keep their job because we'd have to pay more for stuff if all of them quit. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you got to have auto workers. You got to have car builders. You got to have house builders, car washers, house cleaners. If we didn't have all those people, we'd be screwed. You with me? So when y'all make all that money and the people that didn't get in business with you and get rich, you need to thank God. Thank God they didn't do it because who the hell would clean my house? Who the hell would fix my car? Who the hell would put oil in it? You see what I'm saying? But there's a few of you that are going to make it. There's a few of you that are going to make it. You with me? But at 27 years old, they start to get frustrated. So if you can get them when they know that it's stupid, but when they're 22, you get them in, then they're thinking, well, I could have moved up on my job. I could have moved right to the top. Like, whatever. Here's what I tell them when they're 22 or when they first get a job and they're 23. I go like, look at your boss. How old is he? He's like 10 years older. In 10 years, you want that job? Then look at his boss. He's 15 years older. You want his boss? You want your boss's job? You want that job? So I was looking at the plant manager, like my boss's boss's boss, like 2, 3 levels up. And I'm looking at his house, and it is not like the house on, what's the one, the guy in Hawaii? Magnum PI. Like that big house that he was living in. He didn't, they say he didn't own it, but what was the guy's name? The butler guy that took care of him. Even Beverly Hillbillies, you know, when they found that oil and they moved to California and lived and they had the cement pond, we call them swimming pools. I wanted a house like on Beverly Hillbillies. I wanted that house. You understand what I'm telling you? So when I'm looking at Dan Kingsmore, the plant manager, I'm looking at the car he's driving. I mean, don't get me wrong. If I compared him to my parents, oh, hell yeah. He's making 3 times what my parents were doing. I didn't want to make 3 times what my parents want to do. I made 100 times what they were doing. You understand what I'm saying? Why you're looking for that 27-year-old. The 27-year-old that's frustrated. Now, if he's 27, fired up out of his mind to become the plant manager, when he's 37 or 42, or more likely 49, he becomes the plant manager living in that house, you don't want that guy. You don't want that girl because their dream's too small. See, here's the thing. Obstacles are going to come along that stop people. So you're coming along in obstacles. If the obstacle, let's see if I can find something small enough. If the obstacle is this, if what he wants is this big, then all it takes is an obstacle this size to stop it. But if what he wants is something big as, if he wants something big as this, now an obstacle like this, like his doggy died. I'm sick. My mommy's mean. My boyfriend. See, that's a little freaking obstacle. You with me? This obstacle. What if his obstacle, what is this obstacle? What if his obstacle is this big? What is this big? That's when he lost a leg. Okay? What y'all laughing at? What's so freaking funny about that? He could have had the sugar or something. I lost my leg. You got one left. Let's go. Get a crutch. To hell. When the dream is this big, the obstacle won't stop him. You with me? So you get a 27-year-old who wants to be a plant manager when he's 49. Any little chigger comes along is going to stop him. A little tick bite. You see what I'm saying? This right here is a different subject. This is the Chris Long Award. This is one of my best friends. We lost him suddenly. I don't know if Jesus wanted to talk to him right then or what happened, but my man gone just like that. One of my best friends. He was so enthusiastic. He was part of the team. He had a huge dream. Had a dream so big, nothing fazed him. Nothing. So we do an award every year. Whoever brings the enthusiasm and the teamwork and the big dream and excitement and the camaraderie, we give them a Chris Long Award. Okay? So we're going to have voting for that. So you ought to vote for your daddy, Shayla. That's what you ought to do. And your mama. But all right, y'all, you understand what I'm saying? It's like you're looking for a person with a big dream, that nothing matters. You with me? Think about it. I heard this guy the other day. Y'all might have heard him. He said, I'm declaring war on my poverty. You with me? That's what we need, is to declare war on your poverty. I'm not poverty. Okay, whatever. I feel like my manager, Dan Kingsmore, was poverty. Right? I wanted to be 10 times, 50 times bigger, so I'd have been a good recruit. So that 27-year-old that says, hell yeah, I'm in. I got a chemical engineering degree. I got a master's degree. I got a PhD. I got an engineering degree. I got a rocket science degree. I don't care. I'm out. Some people go, I've got 4 years of school invested. I'm going to be an engineer. Okay, whatever. You go down the wrong road, it's 3 hours, and you find out you're going down the wrong road. What you going to do? You going to turn around? Well, I'm this far now, so I might as well finish going the wrong way. Wait, you're already going the wrong way, so you're just going to finish going the wrong way? What the hell does that make? You turn your ass around, come back the right way. You missed a turn. You understand what I'm saying? You got somebody that's 27 years old, say, hell yeah, I'm in. Now, well, I got a guy that's 49. He's the same way. How's he the same way? He's too old. Well, I'm going to work with him. Well, I got a guy right now I'm working with 49 years old. I like him a lot. I think he's going to kill it. But I ain't telling him to greet with no more of him people like him. I'm telling him, go get us some 27-year-olds that find out university and job career ain't going to make it. You understand what I'm saying, Chang? You're 33. You can hire all 33 people you want to. Only problem is, in 5 years, they're going to be 38. If you get a 27-year-old, in 5 years, they're going to be 32. See the difference?
Sure.
It's not complicated. So we're all after it. Now, well, should we hire them for 50? Yeah. How about 17? Yeah. Well, they can't get a license to 17. Well, then why did you ask me, could you hire them? Well, I don't know. God, your questions are weird. Yes, you can hire them when they're 17. No, we can't pay them. No, they can't test until the day they turn 18. But we could put 32 people underneath them. They can start building an agency. Well, they're going to make the money. I already told you we can't pay them. Listen to me. We can't pay them until they turn 18. But they can hire people, and your upline will get the money until you turn 18. This is not complicated stuff. See, that's why engineers and rocket scientists and chemical engineers do good at this business. You don't have to explain something like that to them 32 times. They go, oh, got it. You can't get paid until you turn 18. They don't ask you other questions like, what about 16? What about if their mama has a lot? Dude, ain't no what about. I already told you one time. Write it down. Make a note, and let's move on. Does that make sense, Chang? Y'all got questions so far? Y'all understand about the big dream? Big dream, hard for little obstacles. I still can't get over y'all laughing about the man lost a leg. Y'all need to, I tell y'all a book y'all need to read. It's called How to Quit Worrying, Start Living. Oh, man, he jumps on you. If you ain't got no legs, but he jumps on you, Bo. It's funny, Bo. You have any kind of problem, you can't sleep, he said, read a book. It's funny, Bo. That book can kick your rear end. Hey, I'm going to be recruiting today again, starting at what time? 1 p.m. Listen to this, guys. I've done all these recruiting dials, got all these people ready, man. It's like damn fire hose coming at us. People calling, it's nut. Can't remember them, who they are. They're texting me. They're calling me out of the blue because I done left all these text messages and calling people. Y'all have seen it, right? So they're calling me in the middle of the night, texting me. I'm talking shit to them. I'm trying to get my staff to follow up with them. It's crazy. So I scheduled 3 hours today, and I told my staff, I sent a note. I said, recruiting, dialing, session, edit the video today. So I scheduled 3 hours. What I was going to do is take some of my calls, and I was going to do a play-by-play. So it'd be me side by side explaining what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, right? Well, this morning they come in, they say, you ready to make some dials? I was like, I'm ready to edit a couple of my dials. They said, we got 47 interviews booked for you. Everybody makes mistakes. I said edit. They didn't see that word edit. They start recruiting dials. We can just sit on our ass and watch that fool dial like an idiot. I think that's what it is. All right. I've covered a lot of ground. I've covered little obstacles, big goals. 22 years old, getting a job. 27 years old, they get frustrated. We recruit them. Okay. Should we hire them if they're 60? Yes. Should we hire them if they're 23? Yes. Would you work with a girl that turned 18 and got her license and not going to college? Yes. Ideally, we're looking for 27-year-olds. You with me? Here's the thing. If the person made money before they were 13 years old, if they got married before they were 25, and they bought a house before they were 25, that's key. I did a poster called Alliance Aiden and one called Alliance Alice. Has a lot of other good questions to interview people. So when I'm interviewing, y'all see me, I was so nice to a couple of those people, but Lord have mercy. I don't know if they could get out of a wet paper sack if they had it over their head. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all don't know what a paper sack is anymore. They got plastic and things hard to get out of. But paper sack would be easy. How about this? Pour pee-pee out of a boot if the instructions was on the bottom. I know you would think they could figure it out, right? But I don't think some of them could. I could tell talking to them. I was like, Lord have mercy. This one's going to need some help to find a bathroom this afternoon. No offense to the lost and the lonely. But y'all understand what we're recruiting? Y'all have questions so far about the Chris Long Award, turning 27 years old? Okay, if you don't have a question, you're going to have to make a comment about it. Let me think. I'm going to start with the eldest. Comment on whichever perspective you would like to comment on, Mr. Chang.
Yeah, I think the age group that you're mentioning is very crucial, because I think sometimes, and I think within the financial industry as well, like the longer they are in their career, they have their own set ways, and it's kind of hard to kind of change their mind. It takes more time, and for me, when I have an agent that say just got their license, they're maybe 22, 23, just out of college, they're fired up. And it's just so easy to talk to them, so easy. They're open book to learn, versus if someone that's kind of like me, been in the industry for a while, it takes some time to get going, to learn, to kind of find things out, along the ways. So I enjoy the licensed agent that were just fired up about their mind, and they're graduating college, got their license, they're ready to rock and roll. And so I was one of those.
So you understand that
agents,
we're not saying different, are you? You're saying 23 sometimes and 24, and I'm saying when they're 27 is ideal.
Right.
Are you saying something different?
No. So I would say that with the 27-year-old, I think they have some experience. They might work at a job for a while.
Yeah.
Experience the corporate ladder.
Yeah, some of them figured out.
Yeah.
Some of them figured out before 27. They might figure it out at 23
right.
or 24, 25. But most of the time, it takes longer for them to figure out how it ain't gonna work. How old were you when you got your securities license?
I was 26.
Okay.
So just right before.
And that's when you got your life insurance license too?
25 with my insurance license.
Did you have a normal job coming out of the University of Oklahoma?
Yes, sir. So I was working in retail management for a very long time. So by the time I'm 21, I was working in retail, being a manager. So I was I think it was a manager role in a corporate ladder for 5 years almost before coming to this.
All right. So my point being, if I'd have talked to you when you was 23 or 24, you might have been like, I'm going to move up and I'm going to be over all of Macy's in the United States and Europe. You with me? But then you figure out eventually it's a lot of politics, it's a lot of butt kissing, it's a lot of luck. You got to wait for somebody to die. So then you turn 25, you're like, oh, insurance. Oh, you see what I'm saying? It's just, but you never know. Some people might get it in 1 year or 2 years, and some people might make a decision when they're 19. I get that too. That's why I said it's an exception, but okay, we're kind of on the same page, Chang?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what's your first name, Chang?
Yeah.
What's your first name? Ryan. You got another first name?
I do legal name.
What's your legal name?
So it's Yu Cheng, so Yucheng. So they kind of directly translated the Chinese name onto the passport.
So is it Yu Cheng, or is it?
It kind of flips, like in age. So my last name become my first family name goes first. So like Chang Yu Cheng, basically.
Chang Yu Cheng.
Yeah. That'll work for me.
Stop it. Emir's bothering me.
No, you got some great team there. I love all of them. So
he's from Turkey.
Fun people. I think it took him 4 times to get pass his exam, right?
No, he called you out on that. That's why he took it 4 times. See, you tell somebody's paying attention. He's in corporate office. You're very careful. He knows where the leads are. Oh shoot! Where you was born in the country? In this country, where at? Ohio. That's just as bad.
But Andy, I would add too, just at the moment when I first stumbled across the financial industry, I didn't know what's insurance. I didn't know what I was doing. I just know
nobody ever told you.
Finance. Yeah, it was in finance. I was going to be in sales. I was going to be competing with other people. I say I'm in just because I know for a fact that I don't want to be in retail anymore.
I didn't know one thing. I'm out on the retail.
Yep. I quit my job right on the spot. Just say, I'm going to start this.
Spot.
My
Uncle
license.
Jack, he would say, she was ready. He was ready. Y'all, you get what I'm saying, Shayla? Well, I'm going to go young. What's your comments on all this, Shayla? What's your like, ooh, this is a takeaway.
Well, I actually do have a question for you. So I have recruited before, and, it's gone well. But I want like a different perspective from you. So you as an 18-year-old, if you were trying to recruit 27-year-olds, how will you go about it?
The same way I'd go about recruiting 18-year-olds and 52-year-olds. I'd check interest. I would I'd hit them with personality and pop them with a parable. What does that mean? I'd just talk to them. Here's the key, Shayla. If you talk to 50-year-olds, you're going to recruit them. If you recruit 18-year-olds, you're going to recruit them. If you talk to 7 to 27-year-olds, you're going to recruit them. So the key is talking to them, not what you say. You say, well, it don't matter what you say. Well, it does matter what you say. You got to learn that too. So here's the thing, Shayla. So if I'm talking to somebody that just don't fit the bill, you'll see me nicely pass them off to somebody. But when I think they fit the mold, then I'll spend more time talking to them. So I would suggest you spend more time talking to the ones that are right, less time talking to the ones that are wrong. But what if they're an exception? The point is, statistically, you're not putting your best use of your time. So one thought you have is, why should a 27-year-old believe me? I'm 18. They will believe anybody. They're so pissed, Shayla. Like, if somebody had showed him Mary Kay, that fool would be putting lipstick on people. Chang. He was ready to go. If they'd have showed him custom clothier, well, that's probably retail. He'd have probably said, hell no. But if you'd have showed him Amway, selling vitamins and health products, he'd have probably said, I'm in. You get my point, Shayla? When they're ready, they're ready. When they pissed, they pissed. You with me? You got 3 guys. You say, I wouldn't mind dating that guy. I wouldn't mind that guy. As soon as he gets pissed, whichever one gets pissed, you ain't got to say much. You see what I'm saying? If it's 3 guys and you want to talk, you say, I'd like to date any one of those 3. You let one of them get mad, now you don't have to say nothing but hey. But if they're all happy, nothing you say matters. You see what I'm saying? So it's saying to them at the right time. And a lot of times they'll try to tell you, they'll try to sell you that they're ready when they're 23, 24, but they ain't ready. And then they're 50, they'll say things like, I got all the energy of a 27-year-old. And you go, well, listen, you mind driving down here tomorrow? It's 5 hours. It's 5-hour drive. You're like, oh, God. Whereas if he's 27 years old, he'd be like, yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to be there tomorrow. What time? What you want me to wear? You see what I'm saying? When they're ready, it's not what you say. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person, and you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. You hear that? You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. There's nothing you say wrong. Here's what you can say wrong. Don't say something. So you're in a restaurant, and you see a sharp 27-year-old. Go talk to him. Quit thinking. Quit planning. Quit conniving. Writ now. Right, R-I-G-H, right now. Does that help, Shayla? You'll hear me say this the rest of your life. Next 20 years, I'll be just hammering. Same thing I've been saying for 30 years. I've only been in insurance 23 because I've been recruiting for 30 years. So I got a team. You understand, I met your upline in 91. How many years would that be? Do 91 from 2023. 32 years ago, I met your upline. 32 years ago. And that led to you. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
How's that happen? I don't know. So I recruited an 18-year-old who recruited their mother, who recruited another couple, who recruited Adam Katz, which is Emily's daddy. I recruited an 18-year-old 32 years ago. I recruited an 18-year-old. So I'm thinking I should go back to this kid who's 18. Here's the problem. He's 32 plus 18. Like if I saw him today, I ain't seen him in 30 years. I wouldn't know who he is. If he told me who he is, I'd be like, man, you don't know how much I love you because you led to so many friends of mine that has traveled the world with me. We made $1 million because of you. Thank you so much. I understand he's married and got kids and, isn't that crazy to think about it? But somebody recruited him today. I'd be happy. We'd start all over again. The problem is 32 years from now, he's going to be 83. See the problem? Okay. What's your thoughts, Emily? Give me your input from all this craziness.
I think my biggest takeaway, which I've been hearing you do it for years, it's just finally clicked, listening to you do all these recruiting calls and just how little you talk about insurance. And so that's really changed my perspective going in, and it's changed how I've been recruiting and just building relationships and just getting to know them, asking random questions, throwing them off a little bit. So I've enjoyed that.
They're not random. They're not random, but I hear what you're saying.
They're calculated on your end, but
they're tactically done. They tactically but appear random. What I call it is a method to the madness. So tactically random. Keep going. I'm listening.
Yeah, so I think that's been my biggest takeaway just from you doing all of these recruiting calls. And then how are you gauging on the Alliance Alice Aiden? There's a lot of those that are a little bit more vague, I guess, or hard to figure out, has the desire to hang out with people like-minded or wants higher income. How are you gauging that, whether they actually want it versus they're just talking about it?
Well, okay, let's give an example. Let's talk about the carpet sales guy. Did you hear that one?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Nice guy. Been there 5+ years in a row. Didn't know how to calculate average. I hope he's watching. Okay. I hope, text him, tell him to be watching. He's selling carpets right now. But I don't know who his friends are, Emily. I was wondering but for whatever reason, he answered an ad, Emily. He gets a point for that.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So he's trying to get away from where he's at. And he knows that there's more out there. Whether he's willing to lose, so he's got 5 best friends. Whether he's willing to lose one of them and become best friends with Amir or Archie or Patrick Waddell, you see what I'm saying? He's going to have he's already busy goofing off, working, dating. Somebody's going to lose if he adopts us. So really, time will tell, but I like him. Okay? So I connect with him because he's from, Valdosta, Georgia, or wherever it was, middle of nowhere, Georgia. Kind of a little country boy. How old? Who's dealing with him? Archie. How old is he, Archie? Late 20s. Are you texting him? Is he been responded in the past?
He works 7 to 3 every day.
Yeah, he works 7 to 3. Pull your chair up right here. Let me ask you a couple questions about it. But you see what I'm saying, Emily? In other words, line up everybody I've hired right here. Just pull that right here where you can see it. I've been hiring people every day, so we'll see what happens. Now, if it's just me, I wouldn't be doing calls today because I got a lot of people to follow up. But I might be doing an hour a call or 2 hours. So what's the scoop on him? Did he get his license?
So Robert Wells is his name. He worked in carpets for 5 years.
Still there?
Yeah, still there. Works 7 to 3 every day. I gave him a call Wednesday.
7 to 3? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I thought he was like 9 to 3. I was like, well, that's not bad. So 7 to 3 is an 8-hour day,
Yeah.
and he's making, low 40s, right?
Yeah.
No incentive. He sells a 6,000 piece of carpet. He don't get a $100 bonus. I don't like that.
I just said my kid is sick. I don't think I can make it today.
Okay.
Got him coming down. So
So,
anyway, so
send me his name.
okay.
Not gonna be able to make it today because this kid's sick.
Robert,
Did we know he had a kid?
Yeah, he was. So I was on the phone with
Is
him
he
on
married?
Wednesday. He is married. He was actually moving furniture, so I think he was moving in. Out of breath when we were talking, and I said, "Hey man, well, what are you doing on Friday?" He said, "Oh, I've actually got a day off." I was like, "Fantastic!" So I sent him the address to our corporate office, and he said, "I'll be down there around lunchtime."
This is today.
This was on Wednesday.
So Wednesday he was gonna be here today.
Yes, at 12.
But now he's sick. And his kid's sick, so he can't make it.
That's right. That's what I'm.
So you invited him here. Have you tried to get him in class
He hasn't been responding to me since
Wednesday?
Wednesday. Shot him a message yesterday morning, Thursday.
Give me his. Well, let me see his. Let me show it to me.
Yes, sir.
Just pull the number up. You see what I'm doing, Emily? I'm trying to decide based on what he does or don't do. Maybe his kid's sick. I'm not ruling him out, but let me ask y'all, all three of y'all, if my kid was sick, y'all think I would be there? What do you think?
Yes, definitely.
Are you calling me a bad daddy?
100%.
Shayla, you think I would be there?
No.
You calling me a bad daddy? Why am I not? Unmute, Shayla. Why am I not a bad daddy?
Because you're obviously working for him. Because when your kid's not sick, then you can, take him to travel across the world with you.
I mean, the way I see it, and you could tell me I'm wrong, the way I see it, I told him, man, I was coming Friday. I'm coming Friday. Oh, don't you want him to get well? No, I want him to go to work. I want to take a Z-Pack that he bought when he was down in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe get some Tylenol or something. Rub some dirt in it. That's what I want my kid to do. I don't want him to grow up thinking every time he's sick and got a little ailment, he got to stay home. I want him to, does that make sense? I want to be an example. Hey, Robert, this is Andy. I hear your kid's sick. Hate to hear that, period. Always tough when your kids are sick, period. We need to get you rocking in class and printing some money. You got a family to take care of, brother. So, you see, I care. I'm talking. I understand. I don't understand, but I understand. You got me? Like, maybe he's never heard that. Emily, you've heard that. Shayla, you've heard that. I don't know if Chang's heard that. He ain't been around as long. But you tracking with, like, if you've never, like, there's one thing to know what to do and then don't do it. It's another thing if you just never have heard that before. Emily, does that start to answer the question?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard me say time will tell?
Yes.
What does that mean?
You'll see what their actions do. And it might be in a week, or it might be in a month, or it might be a year. But
All right, go back. You can leave this here. For
either
now.
your
I'm
people will
having-
change or change your people.
People will change, or we will change the people. So, I was talking to another guy. He's the one that's in his late 40s, maybe early 50s. I told him, I said, call me and tell me what you done did. I don't know if the English is right. I don't care. What you done did. Don't call me, tell me what you want to do. Like Shayla. all your goals and stuff. Woohoo. What you done did make me smile. You with me? But I thought you want us to have goals and aspirations. Yeah, I do. But anybody can have goals and aspirations. The ones that done did something, like done did $29,000 in the bank account. You with me? Done did it. What did he do? I thought you didn't want us to look in the rear view mirror. There's so many contradictions to the talk, right? If you look in the rear view mirror, look at what you done did, not what you done not done. Well, if you look in the mirror and there ain't no done did behind you, see what I'm saying? Because I'm looking behind you. I'm looking behind you and see what you done did. You should reflect back on your successes when you look at the rearview mirror. What if you ain't got no successes? You need to quit looking in the mirror, look in the front, and start doing something. You need to look at your calendar and put something on your schedule to do it, to execute something. All right. All right. How to get people to overcome obstacles. This is what I'm going to try to teach Robert Wells and you three. So here's what you do, Shayla. You don't know what's on page 178. So you call up your person, or you get them to come over to the office, or you go to the house and say, let's go over this right here. And you read motivation, okay? I need to get you motivated. And then you say, now what I need to do is figure out what stirs you. Because the way you motivate person is find out what motivates them. Here I say it. The way you motivate person is you find out what motivates them. So you might say, like for Shayla, I already got some ideas. For Chang, I got some ideas. And for Emily. So as I'm talking to you guys, I'm always thinking what burns you, what drives you. And like I could throw it out there and I go like, is this the most burning thing you have, Shayla and Emily? Does this get you the most? And do that with Chang. And if I know what lights your butt up, if I know what'll get you to cry, if I know what'll get you to start grinning, then I can bring it up when I want to. And I can remind you of that. I say things like, so Emily, I don't understand. You got a great degree. You got through early. What? I'm not asking Emily. So but I could do that to her and let her start talking. And then she started talking about me and how long she's known me and her daddy and her mama and how good a friend. And then I go, so what about that? And mine and Adam's relationship. What do you like about that? And same thing, Shayla. I'd be, Shayla, now your dad, he came over here and he was pretty much in prison in the United States. Now he could go anywhere in the 50 states, but he couldn't leave the country because if he ever left the country, he could never come back. What was that like? Did he talk about it? Do you appreciate the fact that he came under? Do you understand his daddy was being persecuted? Do you understand how powerful that is? Do you understand most Americans? I'd let her talk about that coming to America experience and seeing other people waste the opportunity. I let her talk and I listen to what gets her. Now, if she don't give a shit about it, if she don't care, then I'm going, You know what I mean? Like maybe she's got a friend. What does it? So the same thing with Chang. He's 13 years old in Taiwan, trying to figure out how to get over here to America, watching television and. What's going to drive this? See, this is so what you do is you read it and then, explain to people that problems. So Shayla, there's going to be problems. Like if you don't make it to DM or you don't make the trip, it's going to be a great story. I want you to make it, but if you don't, I need you to understand. You can always talk about like it is what it is. You go, Andy, aren't you depressing her? No. I'm preparing her for life. We're going to go all out 20 hours a day. I want to hear your mama call and say, hey, she's working too much. I'll be like, that's like cars too fast, baby. What do you mean? There ain't no such thing. You follow what I'm saying? Lips too red. You better stop. You follow what I'm saying? It's okay. So, make the challenge fun and easy. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have fun. No matter what's happened, we're not going to care. We're just going to keep moving forward. Hell, she's 18 years old, Chang. I mean, what is that? 15 years before she's old as you. And I'm counting on you to kill this thing going forward. So I'm not in a panic that she does it before she's 19. I don't need her be. I need her be in a panic trying to get it done, but not so the point that she gets depressed. Sad. I'm trying to teach her now out of this book. It's been said over and over that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So the first step of capturing a person's heart and mind, so you capture their heart and their mind. I don't have a kite in here, like a kite you see flying, but when you see a kite, normally it has strings to the left arm, the right arm, the head, and then it has a tail. So if I want to guide the kite, I got to have the heart and the head and the tail. So if I can get a person's heart and the head and tail, I can guide them. They don't care until you get them knowing that you give a shit. And if you can't say their name, you don't remember to text them, you don't call them if their daddy dies or their dog dies, you got to reach out. So you got to show them that you care. And you got to find out what motivates them, which takes time, Shayla. So if I called you, if I said, hey, give me your top person, you tell me, and I go, what motivates them? You go like, getting rich, of course. Yeah, good luck. You don't have their head, you don't have their heart, you ain't got nothing. All you got is a number on a sheet of paper that tells me that's your agent. If you say, she lost a child, Andy, and she's so motivated to sell insurance, she wants everybody to have coverage. I go, good. Have you explained to her that if she had 10 people selling today, she could get more help than if she's just working 10 hours a day? No, I haven't mentioned that to her. Why not? That's her goal, is to help more people. How come you just going to let her be a salesperson? Yeah, I thought it was her goal to sell more people. Well, I didn't think about it. Okay, well, think about it. Care. C-A-R-E, care about her. If you say, I don't know, and then I talked to her and I found out she lost a child, I'm going to look at you like, how the hell did you not know that? Well, I didn't know to bring it up. I just asked you what motivates, what burns, what's the deal? Maybe your daddy died. Maybe is their dad a first generation, second generation? Is he a broke American? You see what I'm saying, Shayla? So the first thing is caring and understand what gets them going. Show people through verbal and physical displays of affection, like a handshake or a hug, that you care. You know how hard it is to hug them over Zoom? I got one guy, I can't get his ass out of the house to save his life. He wants to hug him over Zoom. He wants to handshake him over Zoom. I'm coming to Vegas, Chang. I'm going to give you a bear hug. I don't want no hug from you. You're going to get one.
Already.
You see what I'm saying, Shayla? Yeah. You see how Olga Mathis is when she sees her people, you know? Jason's all shaking hands. Olga's like hugging on them. And these people love Olga and Jason because they know Jason and Olga because they show them, you know. And Jason's traveling all the time. Jason's coming out to Houston. Jason's coming up to Winston-Salem. He's traveling. Olga's traveling, talking to them. Okay? This right in here. Maybe you call them randomly to give them a quick pep talk. And then here's what they always say. You know just the right times to call. It's unbelievable the timing that you made. Has any of your people ever said that, Chang or Emily? God, it's weird that you called now. People say, does God talk to you and tell you when to call him? Yeah, that and my staff. Maybe God told my staff, so y'all tell Albright to call this person. They're depressed right now. Call this person, their mama. This is the day their daddy died a year ago. You with me? I go, damn, that's right. It was right now about this time. I better call. Hey, how you doing? How you holding up? Good. You with me? It's like when I got on the phone with your parents and your brothers, and I was like, y'all let me tell y'all how to build this business. We got to get this thing stacked, get it right here. And I was like, how y'all doing? How y'all holding up? I was like, I said, hey, you with me? You know what I mean? You saw me stop. I was like, because I was thinking, you say, well, you didn't really mean it.
C-A-R-E.
Say again, Shane.
C-A-R-E. You care.
Keep smiling. Hey, you ever see people on here with me and they're like being other part of the people like y'all are, and they're like this right here? I text them. I was like, Jake, smile during the call. I'll be like, smile, because your downline's watching.
Right.
Y'all three might have got one of those texts before. Tell people how much you like being around them. Tell people how much you're enjoying life. Tell people how. Don't tell you. Here's what the guy's like. Andy, I really don't like this business. But I don't ever tell my downline that. I just tell them that I love it. But I tell you I don't like it. I'm like, oh, God. What part of absolutely fake aren't you? You know what I'm saying? I only complain to you. I never complain to them. Well, that's a good idea. Only complain to me. You never. Another idea is quit complaining. Start working. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, okay, if you got a problem, call your upline. So that goes, this guy calling me who should be on my show. Should be on my call. I'm going to hit him with a bow. I hit him with a bow. Maybe that'll lighten the punch. I thought you was going to show him you care. I do care that he ain't on my call. I'm trying to help him. I already decided to pick somebody else for the job I was thinking about anyway, so that tells you I picked the other one's a better shot than him anyway. Of course, I don't know if he's on the call either. What you done did. So you go to number 2, confidence, and you read it. And so while you're talking to them, Shayla, you're highlighting it. Okay, now, so each one there's 4 things. You walk through it. What's this got about a goat? Oh, okay. How else does a brown cow eat green grass and produce white milk that turns into yellow butter? Brown cow eats green grass, produces white milk that turns yellow when it becomes butter. You know what you call that? A miracle of God. You're a miracle of God, Shayla. Belief is acting, not understanding. You're never going to know everything, so why waste time on silly details? I like biscuits, and I like butter. But I don't know how the colors changed. So these things are in this book that tells you how to grab a heart. Now, so what you do is you read it while you're talking to them, Shayla, and you try to do all the things. So you're studying, okay? So you're cheating. No, you're not cheating. You got a book. Now, that book came right out of a book that Jane Albright recommended to me. So Jane Albright, my cousin, not my wife, who helped Shayla, got her in the back court, in the locker room of the girls, college girls basketball games, told me I should read this book. I can't think of the name of it right now. I'll put it out later. But I ordered the book like she told me, and I read it. And he talked about the 4 things to grab a person's heart. Oh, none of y'all smart enough to know what book that is, are you? And I put those 4 things in this book. But I added stuff that he didn't have, and I put my spin on it. But that's where I got how to grab a heart. Adam Katz, he'll know. He's smart as everything. What's that book that my cousin Jane Albright recommended to me, Adam? He'll text me and remind me of it. He's a coach. It's a coach So Jane Albright is in there endorsing the book, but it's a coach that she likes, and the book is about how to get a basketball. It's how to get a girl's heart. So, like, by the way, did you notice NC State's ranked 5 in the country, Shayla? They're 8-0. This is the girls' team. They're ranked 5, and they're 8-0. Wes Moore is a good friend of mine. He's great at getting the girl's heart. So I went to a game the other day. I took Maya Spencer with me, who played professional basketball, and I said, Maya, how's the girls looking? She said, it's kind of rebuilding year. So we were playing number 2 Connecticut. They beat the snot out of Connecticut. So we went from a rebuilding year to beating Connecticut to being ranked number 5 in the country. Now they just beat the Dookie out of Vanderbilt Wednesday night. But Wes is good at getting their heart. So, okay, so you've got people, Chang, so they're going to get people started, and they're struggling with it. So let's say Hannah. By the way, she's cool. She came to the office, so she's going to hire people, but she's not going to be able to get them going. So she's going to say, how do I get people going? So you go, you had a real sharp guy out in Houston this week, right, Emily? Or Atlanta?
Houston,
Yeah.
Parents.
So he's going to hire people and try to figure out how to get them going. So you say, well, let me teach you the 4 things. And you pull out the book and you said, here's the 4 things. And you read through it with him and you train him while you're learning it. So that way you're not sitting there studying it. Because if I studied this, I'd be bored out of my mind. But if I'm teaching you, I'm fired up out of my mind. You go, well, Andy, it looks like you don't even know what's in there. You're just reading it out of the book. I wrote the damn book. I can't remember what I wrote. What do y'all think I am, a robot? What do you think I am, AI? Artificial intelligence? I'm real intelligence, which is dumber than dirt. I can't remember nothing. So I pull out my own book to come up with the 4 things to get a heart, and then I teach it. But if I teach it 7, 8, 10, 13, 14, 72 times, eventually I'll remember those 4 things and I'll be able to teach it like that. But like, I've been working on my talk for January, okay? I ordered 3 books. I already read all 3 of them, but I can't find them for nothing. I can't remember where I put them. They could be in my house in Florida, could be at my office, could be here at this office. I don't know where they are. I'll come across them. I went ahead and ordered 3 copies of each, because in each of those books, it talks about the subject that I'm going to be talking about, but I can't remember it exactly. So I'm going to find it and highlight it, and I'm going to use it as quotes in my talk. So what you do is Emily, you use these things. So the next time you don't go out there in Houston, instead of winging it, you go take notes on those 4 things and say, guys, y'all ever struggle getting any people to do anything? There's a lady out there that's above the guy that's sharp. She asked that question. I can't get these people going. You go, let me tell y'all how to get people going. And then you preach it. They ain't going to listen to you, but you feel good about preaching it. Why do you think they're going to listen to you? Because they need to be smart and ready. Because you got a person dumb and fired up out of their mind, they ain't going to be remembered. If you got a person that's brilliant, but they're happy the way things are, and they know everything, they ain't going to listen. So you have that combination of smart and ready. That's the big thing I want to get is these 4 things on 178. I wanted to teach them all, but we're over time. But you know where they are, and you understand what I'm saying, using them to teach them and pretend like you know everything. Well, you kind of don't. You pretend like the book knows everything.
I'll be in Houston Wednesday, so thank you for telling me what to talk about.
The 4 things to get a head and a heart. Because if you can get their head and heart, then you get them to do something. Good. What's the guy's name out there that we like, Emily?
Terrence.
Terrence.
Yes.
Did we think it was something else and he corrected us, or is this a different person?
That's Purity, who goes by Chris.
Yeah. This is a different guy. Is a different guy recruited by the same team?
Yes.
Send me his contact information, Terrence.
Okay.
Chang, who's the best person you got that's really going to do something right now?
So Hannah was a good one. I'm glad that she went to the headquarters, and then recruited Amy from my office. So Amy will be at the event when you come to Vegas. Just again, it's just like you said, right time. I'll talk to her, say, "Hey, Andy's coming," and she's like, just a great time. And
how many
she's
people?
Kind of frustrated.
How many people you think you're gonna bring to the office when I'm out there, or at the meeting? We're meeting in my suite, by the way. But the suite will hold 40. It's a nice room.
So I have 10 people confirm, and they each want to bring another person. So I think the minimum will be 20.
Okay.
20 plus.
So the person that said they're going to bring another person, you should talk to that another person. You. So the other guy that said he'll bring another person, you should talk to that person. And when you talk to that person, talk about their network. Because the person who said they're going to bring somebody might not even come, and this person might bring 4. And then this person that's talking all the trash, going to do everything, won't show up and ain't going to bring nobody either. So you're always working depth as fast as possible, Chang. Chang, since you've been out at the cabin and we hung out a little bit, how much money have you brought to the table for BAM and Chris Norris and IUL? Like, what kind of numbers have you brought to the table since then?
Yeah, so I think it was like the Saturday at the cabin. It was like 4 in the morning. I sent Chris about $2 million worth of statements so far, and then the IULs right now we're looking at target premium going in about 100,000.
Okay, so about over $2 million of statements, and target of over 100 is what we're discussing. And that's not just It's not just you; it's other people you know, right?
Mostly we're from my book,
mostly
business.
Okay, all right, okay, all right, Shayla. The most important thing you can do. I'm not trying to tell you what it is. I'm just saying when you hang up this phone, what's the most important? Because you've only got 30, is that 30 days, 31 days? How many days in December? 31 days. 29th is, really Friday deadline. So you with me? So like you've got that many days and that many hours in a day. So you can't make it more days. But what you could do is be more productive in each minute. Like that's for the rest of your life is what's the most important thing I can do now? Something that's not important that you could do December 31st or January 1, you might put that off until January 1. So there's things you can do first of the year. There's things that you got to do now. So whatever. And so when you look at, do you need personal production? Do you need more width? Do you need somebody else to sell more to hit your goal? You with me? So to trip, what does that take? Like start thinking, God, I need at least 20 apps, or I need at least this much premium. And now you're manifesting, you're thinking about it, and how can I do this? And how thinking, once you decide what you want, like once you decide what's the most important, now you talk about how to get that. Think about it, think about it. Okay? And then get after it. Hey, it's really fun talking to y'all. I hope this is helpful. Jump on my call and watch my recruiting a little bit. Maybe you're recruiting, maybe you're dialing while you're watching me, and then you can put me on mute while you talk to your person, and then you get the information you need and you come back. It's just, what are you laughing at, Chang?
No, I've been catching you doing this a lot where you talk to them on the phone, they're on the phone, but you try your best to get them on FaceTime. And once they're on FaceTime, you always take a picture of you smiling, they smiling, take a picture and send them. I think which is a genius move of just try to connect from a phone call to that deeper interpersonal relationship. That move, I've seen you done it many times. It was cool.
Yeah, Jake told me last night he put either got 2 people in class, got 2 fast track yesterday doing that. He said that was huge for him too. I don't think about stuff like that. So it's like I don't teach it, but I do it right in front of you. I set the example, like going when somebody's sick. It's that example's huge. And then I'm put them on mute and I'm teaching and I ain't listening. And I'm really listening to everything. Shockingly, I am still listening to them, but most of what they're saying is like, all right. I'm glad it helped. Get after it. Proud of y'all 3. Let's go.
Thank you, Andy.
Yes.
Thank you,
Love
Andy.
y'all. Y'all are awesome. Later.